Hello and welcome. As you can see, we're in a slightly different position than last time, so I just love this gate. I wanted to get that gate in the picture. But we're going to come over here and talk to Fafajoni, the flame pirate. Flame pirate. Permit me to tell you something of the place. The name comes from an ancient tongue, Halatali, meaning the land of many shadows. It was here that our distant ancestors first settled, and you've not come all this way for a lesson in history. Do you not hear the growls and howls and growls? Do you not feel how they shake the very earth beneath you? Those sounds are the work of no wind, my friend, nor the rumbling of doing any shadows. Those are the calls of Halatali, for now the beasts once kept in the Colosseum lurk here. And these are no gentle beasts broken by the hands of man. No, they are those within that even the might of the mortal flames cannot tame. From the look of you, you must be Malarion. I received word from Nedrick that you might be along. By his recommendation, I grant you leave to enter freely. I only pray that you'll be able to find your way out. That's tank gear. We'll go ahead and go for the bronze piece. So now if we want, we can enter Halatali. And there's one of the various smiths around. I started this up in the hopes of it being early, we might actually be able to get a group for the Bowl of Embers. Sure. Can help out here. I don't think we're going to win, because only 6 more seconds, so no, it failed, but that's okay. We still get experience from it. So what else is going on over here? Oh, there's some quests that if we really want to, we can go take on those. We don't necessarily need to, mind you, but fortunately, it's overcast. We'll do a little tour over here, because there's some fun stuff. We're already at this pond. That's where we met the guy that ambushed us. But if you come over here, even in Dryball, there's this nifty little nook over here. That just looks awesome right there. And that is a very old and possibly dead Gobu. That just looks so cool. The pit goes down. Now, one of the fun things if you go fishing, it doesn't really mind how deep it is. You have infinite length fishing reel, which is kind of cool. And like you see, well, one of the benefits of being in a group is sometimes they will help you. Let's see. I'm trying to remember if any of these things give me something that I need to collect. Looking around. I still think this is a pretty awesome view. Just don't jump off. Actually, I don't think it'll even let me. Yep, looks like we'll get at least one person, and if they're... So we'll withdraw from here. And we'll invite to party. Else up for... Oh. We'll swap it to them and see. Sometimes the very early stuff can be difficult to get a group for, so... Well, looks like we're doing it unsynced. Which will still give you an idea. It'll still go through the mechanics. There's a later one that's a little bit more fun anyway. Lord of the Inferno, hearken to our plea. Lord of the Inferno, deliver us from our misery. Oh, mighty Ifrit, Lord of the Inferno, your humble servants beseech you, grace us with your divine presence. And there he is. Oh, my dear Ifrit, we bring before you ignorant savages who know not your godhood. If it please you, Lord, scorch their heathen souls with your cleansing flame and mark them as your own. Oh, looks... none but servants of Lord Ifrit may behold the right of summoning the souls of unbelievers or forfeit. Pitiful children of man, by my breath I claim you. Arise once more as my loyal minions, feed my flames with your faith, and all who stand against us shall burn. And we're immune. Impossible! What sorcerer do you resist my master's will? Could it be? Your soul already belongs to another? Yes, that is the only explanation. Which point? Forsooth, thy frail mortal frame can serve as a vessel to the blessing of but one. Yet I smell not the taint of another upon thee. The truth of thine alliance waxeth clear. Thou art the goddess' blessed number. The paragons warned of thine abhorrent kind. Thine existence is not to be suffered. Here we go. And dead. I will try not to abuse the entire thing of unsynced. Just because of reasons like that, as you can see. It lets you... But it's better than a lot of times waiting for 30 minutes, an hour to actually get into a fight that will last you 10 minutes. As it is, next time when we do the more powerful fight, I will record the entire thing. I won't unsync that one. Led by a congregation of Malja zealots. Fair to say their hardship has only just begun. Had I known this mission would prove so dangerous, I would have never left you to face it alone and given a veritable baptism of fire. That was the mighty Ifrit. Not so much. Exactly. What a disappointment he was. The readings were nowhere near what I had anticipated, even taking Gul'dan interference into account. You should know better than to rely on 5-year-old data left by the 7th Legion. How could we expect any form of support from the motherland, given the troubles at court? We have only ourselves to rely on. Ever the pessimist, my dear Livia. Promise me you'll never change. Wasted enough time here. That meter of yours is too old to give any reading worth a damn. Not that there was aught worth a damn for it to read. I take your point. I suppose we must content ourselves with the knowledge that we've achieved our primary objective. Yet I find I'm troubled by that adventurer's unexpected show of strength. Could such a foe prove a hindrance to our plans? Be given a task, that is your priority. Such as you treat as such. Fail to do as my lord commands, and I will spare him the trouble of punishing you. With allies like that, wear a woman in love. I shall need to be on my best behavior. Do 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 do. So now we'll go over to Thancred. Rest a while, no better opportunity. Imagine are less inclined to risk our wrath for a time. This is the process of apologizing. I do hope that you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use to you or the abductees. They may be whole of body, but the same cannot be said of their minds. For once a man is tempered, it ill suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst all our misfortunes, there is still reason to rejoice. Ifrit was slain, and by our friend's hand. We're okay with that. But we still managed to resist it, and that's a deed of no ordinary individual. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I've long suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of this realm. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Menphilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to my bearing the tidings to her. That way I can claim to have contributed something to this mission. You, meanwhile, have earned your rest. Take some time and relax. Return to the waking sands when you're good and ready. We can discuss matters of more detail then. Just don't take too long. The realm's problems won't solve themselves. So, we'll go back to Horizon. I'm going to be chuckling about that for a little while. We just got... Oh, that was... But it means I can continue now. And if I really want to, I can do other stuff, and then if it shows up I can show you the Ifrit fight. But the EX versions for later are definitely a lot more interesting. But I'm going to be chuckling about that. Oh my god. One shot, 20 seconds. Here. We already grabbed Halatali, so that's one less thing off of our list. Not going to unsync Halatali. Normal missions like that tend to be a little bit more... I don't know. Dungeons tend to be easier to get into than trials. There are certain trials that people do not like. And because of that, they tend to avoid them. And most people tend to avoid a lot of the easier ones once they're leveled up, which makes it a little bit more difficult for people to get into. Some here because she's 5, but that does not excuse the fact that she should never have had to face such danger alone. Impeccable diving, my friend. I have just finished regaling Minfilia with your heroic exploits. Perils you faced were undeniably great, yet a part of me believes I had no cause to fear, and now he can be put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Amalja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal, Ifrit. Nor is this tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife in both Limsa and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious how these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit you to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume aether if they are to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more aether they require. Now, aether exists throughout creation. It flows through all life and permeates the very air that we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of Ifrit. He and his kind require a more concentrated source of aether, crystals. It was for that reason that incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal. Which leaves us with the why of the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well with the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of aether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship the primals cry out to their gods for deliverance from suffering. The cries serve as a beacon toward which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give. In order to gain more power, they do not scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process by which you yourself were subjected. Yet even as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remained unaffected. This is thanks to the power of you possess, the Echo. We know not the why of it, but those blessed by the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is though a greater power protects us. When first you came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust now you see why. The recent incidents all share a common trait, meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. While we share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. The immortal flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. You may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of this respite. You may be sure that it won't last long. Once the people learn of the identity of the hero of Fel Ifrit, I fear you will have nary a moment to yourself. Whether she intended to or no, Manphilian and I'd like to tell you something I think it would be best you heard from one of us. It concerns the tempered abductees that were rescued. I'm sorry to report that they are all to be put to death. The flames from whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, the information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse, but once a man is tempered, he's tempered for life, and your very existence lends strength to the primal, whom he cannot choose but worship. And so we Scions continue our fight with no more innocents need to be sacrificed. I hope you will continue to stand with us. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the losses of his people suffered. Till next time. Sorry about the weird little pauses in there. But because of the timing, I just happened to be on when people are asking for my attention. So we at least progressed. I will show the better and more powerful Ifrit fight later. So at least now we're able to progress and go about our business. So have a good day and goodbye.